guys, it's Videozo back at it again with another feature card buddy fight video deck profile. This time it's my Ancient World Linkdragon Order deck. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and go to the Patreon. Let's get started. So my buddy for this deck is still head of Linkdragon Order Agito. He has 5k power, 1k defense, critical of 2, pay gauge to column, D-share. And if you don't know what D-share is, it's all cards with D-share get the following D, AK, and ability. And this card's D ability is, when this card attacks, this turn, this card gets penetrate. Basically, all cards with the D ability, with D-share ability, AK meaning every monster and item in this deck, they will get that ability on attack penetrate. So, not to start with the monsters, no size zeros, 1 copy of Rising Thunder Sea Agito, 5k power, 2 crit, 1k defense, pay gauge to column when he enters the field. Not when he enters the field. D-share, when this card attacks, destroy a monster in the opponent's field, aka all your cards with D-share will gain on attack, destroy a monster, which is neat. 2 copies of my 1 card in this deck that does not have a D-share of its own, but is helpful in its own way. Investigator Meizaru. 3k power, 2k 2 crit, 1k defense, critical of 2, pay a gauge to call it. When the card enters the field, put up to 1 Linkdragon Order item from your deck to your hand, shuffle your deck. Then, if you don't have an item equipped, equip that item by paying its equip cost, and this thing does have D-share, does not have a D ability of its own. But that's helpful because my item in this deck is actually important, so that does help search out for the item, even if I only have 2. So I run 6 items, basically. 4 copies of my buddy, I already told you what he does, so I don't even need to go back into contents with him. 4 copies of Heavy Striker Kaina. 3k power, 1k defense, critical of 1, D-share ability, all your cards get +1 crit. Helpful. Everything will get more crit. So if you have, I've gotten the situation where I've actually had 3 Kainas and my item equipped, and my item's pretty broken. I've done 4 damage in 1 hit. No, I've done 5 damage in 1 hit. So I brought 1 more life. If they would have taken 1 more damage, I actually had the impact, so I would have won in 1 turn. So fuck yeah. 4 copies of Crate Estoma, my main milling engine. 4k power, 1k defense, critical of 2. When this card enters the field, drop the top card of your deck. If it's a Linkdragon Order, you gain a life. All your cards will get that ability. But because every card in my deck is Linkdragon Order, it's basically on place, mill 1, gain a life, which is useful. So I'm not going to whiff on that ability. 4 copies of Thunderaxe Agito, my main multi-attack engine, who can also abuse Kaina. 6k power, 3k defense, critical of 2. Nice ace rear foiling too. Pay 2 gauge, top card deck to its soul. Penetrate, soul guard, a D-share ability. When this card attacks, all your cards get on attack, double attack. Useful. Combine that with Rumbling. Combine that with Thundercry Agito. All your cards get double attack and destroy a monster on attack. That's 8 destructions in 1. Or on attack penetrate on attack double attack. Or on attack get +1 crit basically. Or whatever. 4 cards of my last size one and the one where the milling actually matters. Rumbling Thunderaxe Agito. 5k power, 1k defense, critical of 2. All Linkdragon Order cards on your field get Soul Guard. That's not its D-share, but it's just all of them get Soul Guard. Then D-share. At the start of your attack phase, all your cards on your field get +1 Soul. That's helpful. That means all your cards get Soul Guard, and they get +1 Soul the longer it stays on the field. So, helpful in the way the milling is important, because otherwise they won't all get Soul. 3 copies of Renaissance of Bonds King Agito. Our last monster in our only size 3. 7k power, 7k defense, critical of 2. Put up to 3 Linkdragon Order monsters from your drop zone into its soul and pay a gauge. Spiral D-share. It basically gets all the D-share abilities of its soul, and then Soul Guard and D-share itself. So yeah, it's useful, I guess. Now to your spells. 1 copy of Barrage died. That did not save me. I fucked up. I thought I would live, but I did not when I used this, because apparently my opponent had something else to do. Sorry, someone was calling. So anyways, here's what this does. Pay 2 gauge and 1 life to cast it. Drop the top 3 cards of your deck and call any number of Linkdragon Order from among them by paying their call cost. aka you can attack more, or it can be used as to make an attack with. 3 copies of Linkdragon Order Gathering. Pay a gauge. Choose one of the following 2. You can only use Linkdragon Order Gathering once per turn. Put up to 1 Linkdragon Order monster with Agito and its card name from your deck into your hand and shuffle your deck so you can search for an Agito. But I normally don't use that. The second ability is the one that I use, and what it does is you put 2 cards with D-share with different card names from your drop zone to your hand. So basically you get more cards that have D-share in a variety of hand, basically speaking. 4 copies of Undying Linkdragon Order. You may only cast this card for your opponent during your opponent's turn, and if you have a Linkdragon Order on your field. Counter, nullify the attack, and you gain life for each card with D share on your field, so you can gain a max of 4. They have a set spell coming out, but it does not have D share. If it had D share, I would fucking go down to wherever they first sell it at, and wait there until they actually unleash the thing, and buy as many copies of the thing as possible, shove it in this deck, and then start running a tournament in this thing. Because that would be useful. Next up, 4 copies of Linkdragon Order's Anthem. Another main engine for our milling. Drop the top 5 cards of your deck, put up to, and then charge 1 gauge for each card with D-share among them. So say you had 5, you charge 5 gauge. Say you had 4, you charge 4, 3 gauge, you get the point. You can only use that once per turn, though. I would understand why, because if you could use all 4 once, if you can use all 4 in a turn, you'd be milling 20. That's almost half your deck. Our last spell, Linkdragon Order Spirit, a card completely based on luck, and yet the one time I pulled it off, I was saved with exactly 1 life to spare against a Lost player. So I owe this card my life, basically speaking. What it does is you can only cast it like most knows if you have a Linkdragon Order on your field. Counter, nullify the attack, and then mill the top card of your deck. If the mill card has D-share, add this card back to your hand. That's useful, but it's also risky because the only thing that doesn't have D-share printed on it is my impact and all the other spells. Basically speaking, if you pull an item or a monster, you are guaranteed to add this thing back to your hand. Otherwise, it's gonna whiff. It's whiffed every time except for 1, and that one time saved my ass so much. I got extremely lucky that time. I don't think I've ever gotten that much luck in my life. 4 copies. It is risky. Now, if it's a D-share printed on it, then literally this card would be unstoppable if you had all cards in your deck with D-share printed on it. So you could instantly just refill it back to your hand, but you would always but you will eventually run out of deck doing that. 4 copies of Linkdragon, and now onto my item. 4 copies of Linkdragon Sledge Agita Crush. 5k power, 1 crit. Put a Linkdragon Order from your drop zone into your soul and pay a gauge. It does not have to be a monster. It can be a spell. It can be another copy of this. It can be your impact. It can be anything. So this card can attack even if you have a Linkdragon Order center, like most things. Soul Guard and D-share. When this card attacks, you may drop the top card of your deck. If the drop card is D-share, then deal 1 damage to the opponent. It's just like the spell Linkdragon Order Spirit, but it's an aggressive one. Basically meaning burn 1. Combine this with Thunder Axe and Kaina and anything else, you are going to be milling so much that you are eventually going to start burning your opponent damage, which is going to suck. Hell, I was facing Farnus with this deck, and I couldn't get over it because I had Galaxy Formation left out, but I still attacked multiple times, and I milled 8 cards with D-share in a fucking row, so that 8 damage was worth it. Neat. Fuck yeah. Finally, 4 copies of our Impact Thunder Dragon Tornado, or Thunder Tornado Raivu. You may only cast this card if you have a monster with D-share on your field and your opponent has 4 life or less. But if you have a monster with Spiral D-share on your field, you can cast this card without paying its cast cost. AKA if you have King Agito, you can cast this card for free. Pay 2 gauge, deal 4 damage. But you're probably going to just deal 4 damage. Useful, it fucks over people, and if they're somehow still alive after whatever bullshit you pulled, this is the way to kill them. Yeah. Well, that was a deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and join the Patreon. I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to raise your flag. Can you pull a buddy rare card?